Good morning, dear students of class 11 science. We are dealing with the chapter biological classification. In the last class, we have learned the major characteristics of the five kingdom. So in today's class, we will continue with the kingdom Monera, and under kingdom Monera, we start with bacteria. Yeah. So today we are going to learn about the classification of bacteria according to shape, according to the mode of respirations, according to the mode of nutrition. Then we learn about the difference between gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria, types of reproductions, fission, conjugation, transduction, and transformation. There is no need to go in detail. We'll just see the definition. Clear? Then we'll learn the three distinctive features of mycoplasma, and we'll learn the economic importance of bacteria, right, regarding their role in sewage treatment, regarding the role in production of antibiotics, energy productions, and even in the household products regarding the formation of cottage cheese. Okay, so these are the particular topic we'll learn under the kingdom Monera under bacteria, when bacteria belongs to the kingdom Monera. Clear? But today we'll just simply learn about classification of bacteria, and in the next class we will cover the differences, the type of reproduction, and the other topic. Clear? So we'll just truly learn about the classification of bacteria according to shape, respiration, and nutrition. So for the characteristics of bacteria, you can simply follow the kingdom Monera. Okay, so I'll tell you the page number 2.8. Clear? So kindly open the page number 2.8 for the kingdom Monera. Clear? So page number 2.8. Okay, so bacteria were first seen by a Dutch lens maker called Anton van Leeuwenhoek. Okay, so the bacteria was first observed by the Dutch lens maker called Anton van Leeuwenhoek, who used to name them as animalcules. Can you remember the name of the scientist? Okay, and this term animalcule. So Anton van Leeuwenhoek was the one who first observed the bacteria. Okay, then Louis Pasteur in 1820 to 95 made the detailed study of bacteria, and he proposed the germ theory of diseases. Then Ehrenberg in 1829 he was the first to use the term bacterium. Then Robert Koch in 1881 found that certain diseases like tuberculosis, okay, cholera in men, and anthrax in cattle are caused by the bacteria. Okay, and the branch of science that deals with the study of bacteria is called bacteriology. So these are the general information about bacteria. Clear? So bacteriology is the branch of science that deals with the study of bacteria. So let's come back to the topic that under the syllabus, classification of bacteria based on their shape. Clear? So generally when we consider the types of bacteria according to the shape, we have got four types of bacteria. We'll go through it. First one is called cocci, C-O-C-C-I, cocci or coccus, then bacilli or bacillus, then we have got spirilla or spirillum, and we have got vibrio. Okay, so we'll go through one by one. So first one is the cocci or coccus shaped bacteria, which are mainly oval or spherical in shape. Clear? They're also called micrococcus when they occur singly, or also called monococcus also, because mono means one. Clear? So when they occur in a single form, they are called micrococcus or monococcus, we can say. When they occur in pairs, then it is called diplococcus. So these are in pairs. Okay, this is called diplococcus. Now when they occur in four, okay, when they occur in four, it is called tetracoccus, and when they occur in a chain it is called streptococcus. So this one is in the form of chain, which is called streptococcus, and when they occur in a cluster, okay, then it is called sarcine or sarcinae. Clear? So these are the types of bacteria which are discussing, and under the first type we have got cocci or the coccus. So kindly remember the first one. Then the second one is called the bacilli or the bacillus. Okay, they are the rod-shaped bacteria. Remember the shape. Okay, they are the rod-shaped bacteria which are with flagella or without flagella. Flagella will help in the movement or locomotion. So bacilli or bacillus are the rod-shaped bacteria which are without or with the flagellum. So they may also occur in singly called bacillus, or in pair called diplobacillus, or in chain called streptobacillus. So you can see over here the rod-shaped bacteria or the bacillus bacteria. Okay, they may occur in singly, okay, or they may occur in case of double, clear, or they may occur in the form of chain also. Now next one is the spirilla or the spirillum, which are coiled like a corkscrew. Okay, now this particular spiral example you remember is spirulium and spirochete. Then vibrio, which are motile, means which are able to move. They are comma-shaped bacteria with flagellum. Alright, that means the flagellum will help in their movement. Example is vibrio. So you can see over here the curved bacteria. Alright, so kindly go with the four types of bacteria based on the shape. It's very simple. Just remember the shape and the example. First one is cocci or coccus. Number two, bacilli or bacillus. Number three, spirilla or spirillum. And number four is vibrio. Remember the shape. An example: cocci is oval or spherical. Then bacilla is rod shaped. Then spirilla is like a coil, corkscrew shaped, and vibrio is motile, the comma shaped bacteria. So just remember the types of bacteria based on the shape, and remember the shape: rod shaped, spherical shaped, okay, then coiled like a corkscrew, and the comma shaped. Clear? Okay. Next one, we'll learn about the classification of bacteria according to their mode of nutrition. So according to the mode of nutrition, respiration. According to the mode of respiration, bacteria are of two types: aerobic and anaerobic. Okay, we have got two types of bacteria according to the mode of respiration: aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic means those that respire in the presence of oxygen. Aerobic, they respire in the presence of oxygen. And anaerobic means those bacteria which can respire in the absence of oxygen. So based on the aerobic and the anaerobic mode of respirations, all right, even we have got this obligate and the facultative bacteria. Okay, we'll go through one by one. We have got obligate aerobic bacteria and obligate anaerobic bacteria. We have got facultative aerobic bacteria and facultative anaerobic bacteria. So we'll go through it. So can remember, based on respiration, we have got two types: aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic means those that respire in the presence of oxygen, and anaerobic means those which can respire in the absence of oxygen. And each of them is also two types. We have got obligate and facultative. So let's go through it. What do you mean by obligate aerobes? Okay, so obligate aerobes can respire aerobically. All right, so in the absence of oxygen, when there is no oxygen, these bacteria cannot survive. So obligate aerobes usually require oxygen for their respiration. The example is Bacillus subtilis. Facultative aerobes, they respire anaerobically under normal conditions. Clear? They can respire anaerobically. That means in the absence of oxygen also they can respire. But when the oxygen becomes available, even they can respire aerobically. Okay, so example, most of the photosynthetic bacteria. Obligate aerobes cannot survive in the absence of oxygen, but facultative aerobes, they will respire anaerobically, but whenever the oxygen becomes available, they will switch to aerobic mode of respiration. Clear? Next one, obligate anaerobes, which will respire only anaerobically, but they will be killed under aerobic conditions. Example is Clostridium botulinum. Is very easy. Clear? Then facultative anaerobes means those bacteria that generally respire aerobically, okay, but they will switch to anaerobic mode of respiration if oxygen becomes deficient. Very easy. Example is Clostridium tetani. Clear? So here it's just simply been differentiated based on the presence or absence of oxygen. So you have to remember the word obligate aerobes, obligate anaerobes, facultative aerobes, and facultative anaerobes. Aerobic means you can respire in the presence of oxygen, and in the absence of oxygen they cannot respire. Anaerobic means they can respire without oxygen also, but they will switch to aerobic mode of respiration when oxygen becomes available. Okay, now next one, classification based according to the mode of nutrition. We have got two types: autotrophic and heterotrophic. Under autotrophic, we have got two types: photoautotrophic and chemoautotrophic. We'll go through it. And heterotrophic bacteria, we have got saprotrophic bacteria, symbiotic bacteria, and parasitic bacteria. Okay, so let's go through it one by one. First one, autotrophic bacteria. Okay, now this bacteria, photoautotrophic bacteria, photo means light, Autotroph means those who are able to prepare their own food. Okay, so photoautotrophic bacteria can prepare their own food from inorganic material with the help of solar energy or from the oxidative chemical reaction taking place in their surroundings. So they will prepare their food through the help of the solar energy or by the help of chemical reactions. The bacteria that makes their food by the help of solar energy, they are called photosynthetic or photoautotrophic bacteria. Clear? And those bacteria which will produce the food by the means of chemical reactions, they are called chemosynthetic or chemoautotrophic bacteria. So now we are going to discuss about the photoautotrophic bacteria, in where the bacteria are able to prepare the food by using the solar energy. Okay, so these bacteria, they possess bacteriochlorophyll and bacteriophyllin. Kind of remember the name. Okay, this bacteria, the photoautotrophic bacteria, they possess bacteriochlorophyll and bacteriophyllin, which is also called chlorobium chlorophyll. Okay, you can remember the word bacteriophyllin, or you can remember the word chlorobium chlorophyll. Okay, so by the help of this pigment, they are able to trap the solar energy, and these pigments are present in the spherical body called the chromatophore. Okay, so bacteriochlorophyll is bluish or grayish in color and occurs in purple bacteria. Example is Hyperderosea, okay, Rhodopseudomonas palustris. Then chlorobium chlorophyll is green and is present in green sulfur bacteria. Example chlorobium limicola. Okay, so kindly remember the name. Now, photoautotrophic bacteria are anaerobic and anoxygenic. Can you remember the word? They are anaerobic and anoxygenic. Anoxygenic means they will not release oxygen. Generally, in the process of photosynthesis, oxygen will be released or will be produced. But the process of photosynthesis, which is being done by the photosynthetic bacteria, in this process oxygen is not evolved. That's why it is known as anoxygenic. Okay, so they will use the light energy to fix the carbon dioxide, but they will not split the water into hydrogen ions and the electron, as in case of green plants like the eukaryotes. Okay, where there will be splitting of water molecules into hydrogen ions and the electrons. But in this case, that energy will be used to fix the carbon dioxide, but it will not split the water molecule to obtain hydrogen ion and the electrons. The bacteria obtain hydrogen either directly from the atmosphere, example purple bacteria, or by reducing hydrogen sulfide, or from thiosulfates or hydrogen in case of green sulfur bacteria called chlorobium, or some organic aliphatic compounds like in case of purple non-sulfur bacteria called rhodobacter, rhodospirillum and rhodopseudomonas. Okay, so these are the source of hydrogen for the process of photosynthesis in phototropic bacteria. Clear? Now, since no water is used during photosynthesis, no oxygen is evolved, and that's why this type of photosynthesis is called anoxygenic photosynthesis. You can see the reaction over here. First one, you can see hydrogen sulfide. Okay, hydrogen sulfide will be broken down, all right, into hydrogen and sulfur. So this is the source of hydrogen. Then sodium thiosulfate, you can see over here. Then water, right? So sodium thiosulfate will be broken down to obtain hydrogen. Then we have got propanol also. Okay, from propanol also you can see the release of hydrogen. So these hydrogens will be the source for the process of photosynthesis in case of photoautotrophic bacteria. Now hydrogen ions are picked up by NAD, which provides energy for the synthesis of organic compound. Okay, so receptor for hydrogen in case of photos or the bacteria is NAD plus. Okay, so NAD plus will pick up these hydrogen ions, and that will provide the organic compound. Okay, so you can see over here 6 molecular carbon dioxide. Then you can see the hydrogen ions over here. Sorry, You can see hydrogen ion over there that will help in the formation of glucose C6H12O6, which is the glucose. Thus, in contrast to oxygenic sugar photosynthesis carried out by the cyanobacteria, gluten algae, and eukaryotic photoautotrophs, that is green plants, the process of photoautotrophic bacteria performing photosynthesis is entirely different. Clear? Because here there is no evolution or the formation of oxygen. That's why it is called an oxygenic photosynthesis. Now let's go to the second type, is called the chemoautotrophic bacteria. These bacteria prepare their organic food from the inorganic raw material, alright, with the help of the energy derived from the exothermic chemical reactions. Now, these reactions involve oxidation reactions, right? Oxidation of some inorganic compound present in the external medium. Okay, so the chemical energy obtained from the oxidation reaction is trapped in the form of adenosine triphosphate molecules, which is utilized for the assimilation of carbon dioxide with the help of hydrogen obtained from sources other than the water. That means that energy which is being produced during the oxidation of substances, inorganic substances, will be utilized, all right, will be utilized for the assimilation, for the fixation of carbon dioxide with the help of hydrogen. But over here hydrogen is not obtained from the water, it's obtained from other sources. So here also there is no oxygen evolved in this process, because over here the hydrogen is not obtained from the water. Clear? It's obtained from the other sources. So we have got few types of chemotropic bacteria which we will discuss. All right. So first we have got nitrifying bacteria, which obtain energy by oxidizing ammonium ions to nitrite. Example is nitrosucrose and nitrosumanous. So you can see reactions, but ammonium ions are being broken down to form the energy. Then we have got another category of bacteria that obtain energy by oxidizing nitrites to nitrates. It's nitrobacter and nitrocystis. Okay, can you remember this name? Nitrifying bacteria means it will help in the fixation of nitrogens. Clear? So here first we have got those bacteria, nitrifying bacteria, that will obtain energy by oxidizing ions, ammonium ions to nitrite. And remember that this nitrifying bacteria will oxidize ammonium ion to nitrite. Clear? NH4 plus means ammonium ions. Clear? So here ammonium ions is being broken down to nitrites. Then we have another category of bacteria that obtain the energy by oxidizing nitrites to nitrates. So here you can see the nitrites are being oxidized to nitrates to obtain the energy. Clear? Next one, sulfur bacteria, which oxidize hydrogen sulfide to sulfur and get energy for chemosynthesis. Okay, so sulfur bacteria, we have got example Vegutia, which will oxidize the hydrogen sulfide, we can see over here. Okay, which will oxidize the hydrogen sulfide to get energy, and this energy will be utilized for the process of chemosynthesis. Then we have got another bacteria which oxidize sulfur to get energy. Okay, we have got another bacteria which will oxidize sulfur to get the energy. For example, thiobacillus, then oxidants. Then you have got iron bacteria which will obtain energy by oxidizing ferrous compound to ferric compound. So in this way the energy will be utilized where the source of hydrogen will be from different compounds. Then second type of bacteria is called heterotrophic bacteria, which will draw their organic food from the other sources. They are not able to prepare their own food. Clear? So they will depend on other sources for the food materials. So this type of bacteria, or the heterotrophic bacteria, are three types. Okay, we have got saprotrophic bacteria, we have got symbiotic bacteria, and parasitic bacteria. All right, so heterotrophic bacteria are not able to synthesize their organic food materials. So we have got three types of heterotrophic bacteria: saprotrophic bacteria, symbiotic bacteria, and the parasitic bacteria. Saprotrophic bacteria, look over here, obtain their food from all sorts of organic materials such as bodies of dead organisms, rotten food, excreta, because saprotrophs, they used to obtain their food materials from the dead and decaying organisms. So here also the saprotrophic bacteria, they used to obtain their food materials from the dead organisms, from the body of dead and decaying organisms. Okay, and they secrete digestive enzymes on the food that will convert the complex insoluble food into soluble and simple compound. Okay, and those simple compound will be absorbed by the body of the bacteria. Okay, second paragraph, check it out. The aerobic breakdown of organic matter is called decay. That means these saprotrophic bacteria, they are help in the decomposition of dead organic remains of the organisms. So that process, that breakdown process is known as decay. Clear? And it is without the evolution of any foul smell. Anaerobic breakdown of carbohydrate is called fermentation, note it down, and that of protein is called putrefactions. Clear? And it involves release of some foul smelling gases. During putrefaction, during the breakdown of protein, there will be occurrence of foul smell also. Symbiotic means which will live in mutual association. Symbiotic means they will live in a mutual relationship with one another. So symbiotic bacteria means those bacteria which will live in lives in mutual association with other organisms, in which both the organisms, bacteria, and the other organisms in which with like this living with will mutually benefited. Okay, so rhizobium bacteria lives in soil as a free living saprotroph. Remember the terms rhizobium. Okay, so it will live in the roots of the leguminous plants. Alright, so this rhizobium bacteria will live in the roots of the leguminous plants in a symbiotic association. Now let's see what are the advantages the plant and the bacteria are getting from each other. The bacteria will get the shelter and the food from the plant, and in return the plant will get the free atmospheric nitrogen into nitrogenous compound. This is very important, okay, because symbiotic bacteria lives in association with the root nodules of leguminous plants, and in this association both of them has to be mutually benefited. Okay, so the bacteria will get the food and shelter from the plant. Now what does the plant will get in return from the bacteria? It will be able to absorb the free atmospheric nitrogens which is being fixed by the rhizobium. Similarly, E. coli in our human body. Alright, E. coli means Escherichia coli. Okay, E. coli means Escherichia coli, which will live in the human intestine, will obtain the food and prevent the growth of putrefying bacteria in humans intestine and synthesizes vitamin B and K. So this is the advantage of symbiotic associations between the human intestine and the E. coli. So E. coli is getting food, right? And in return it is providing certain beneficial characters to the human being, that it will prevent the growth of putrefying bacteria in human intestine, and it will help in the synthesis of vitamin B and K. Then we have got parasitic bacteria which will draw the nutrition from the other organisms. All right, and those organisms from which they are drawing the nutritions, they are obtaining the nutritions, are called the host. And this type of bacteria are called the pathogenic bacteria, which are very harmful and causes serious disorders or diseases in human being, animals, and plants. Clear? So today we have just finished the classification of bacteria based on their shape, based on their respirations, and based on the mode of nutrition. In the next class we will try to cover the other topics under the kingdom Monera. So this much for today. Thank you.